Hello, this is Cheryl Jacobs as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, and thank you for listening to our Kids Party Characters podcast. Please subscribe below. And today we're going to talk about 10 warning signs that your child is being bullying. So the bullying problem in school is real, and it affects many children who wouldn't suspect that their children is being at risk of being bullied. National studies in the U.S. show that 28% of students in grades 6 to 12 have experienced bullying. Sadly, those percentages are making their way to affect even grade school kids. 71% of students say they've seen bullying in their school. Unfortunately, the vast majority of bullying goes unreported. Why? Because these kids fear that their parents won't believe them or understand the severity of the situation because it's too embarrassing. They think their parents can't help anyway, and the last thing they want to do is mom up there at school, making things even worse for the child. But consistent bullying has had devastating effects on the child's life, so it's hard for them to hide it from you if you're really in tune with your child. Of course, as your child gets older, staying in tune with them becomes even harder. There's a fine line between making sure everything's okay and giving them the space that they need so they can start seeing themselves as a separate person from you. Overall, if you're noticing a significant and persistent unexplained changes in your child, bullying can be one of these suspect causes. We'll talk about how to discover whether the cause in just a minute. Some common signs that your child is being bullied. But first, here's 10 specific things that you'll want to tune into your child, as these are common among children who are suffering from bullying. Number 1, withdrawing from friends. This can include not wanting to go to school, making excuses for not wanting to ride the bus, and in reality, they're really afraid. Avoiding or declining activities with peers, and not wanting to hang out with their regular group of friends. Number 2, lost or missing possessions. Toys, school supplies, jackets, foods, money, anything that a bully can take or damage to just be a bully. And I'm sure, kids, they're going to lose things, and you want to be wary of sketchy explanations and take notice of losing or damaging things if it becomes a habit. Number 3, unexplained drop in most of their grades. It's hard to concentrate on school when you spend the day trying to avoid a bully. Number 4, low self-esteem. Certain stages of growing up can be stressful for kids, even when life is good. But if your previously confident child starts to begin blaming things on himself, being hard on himself, expressing feelings of helplessness, and not being good enough, these are actually kinds of feelings of being bullied installed in them by being victims. Investigate this thoroughly before you go brushing it off as growing pains. If you can't help your child see his self-worth, there's a strong possibility that because someone is tearing him down every day. Number 5, becoming the bully to your younger siblings. This one can be a hard one to spot sometimes, as siblings are notoriously known for their love-hate relationships. But if a common pattern starts emerging of bullying behaviors that are consistent and weren't seen before, it's time to figure out why and what is behind this behavior. Running to the bathroom after school. Bathrooms can be a scary place at school because they aren't supervised by adults at all the time, and they have a little bit of privacy. If your child runs and uses the bathroom the minute he gets home from school every day, this could be a sign that he's avoiding it at school because that is where the bullying is happening. Number 7, excessive physical complaints. These actually take in the form of headaches, stomach aches, because the bullies actually cause these physical ailments. It may also be frequent visits to the nurse's office with general complaints of not feeling well. Whether real or your child is just seeking an escape, pay attention if the pattern develops. Number 8, change in sleep habits. This could be sleeping more or not being able to sleep, nightmares, bedwetting, being afraid of the dark. Any change in what used to be from the bedtime until wake up time can be a sign of bullying. Number 9, unexplained crying or intense emotional reactions. There's something going on and they don't want to talk about it, which makes bullying a prime candidate for the cause. This is especially true if the intense reactions occur around topics and discussions related to school. Number 10, unusual behavior around electronic devices. This applies more to the older kids. But if your child has a phone, tablet, or computer and he either becomes obsessed with it, being on it all the time, if he suddenly doesn't want to look at it, this could be a sign of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying can be just as devastating, if not more, than the real-life bullying because children live online so much. If your child is being bullied online, chances are he won't want to tell you in fear that you'll shut off all his online activities and try to protect him. What to do if you suspect your child is being bullied. One study showed, got to be kidding me,